set to go. Sandilands to do battle with Leuenberger. Pavlich was often the target from the big man. Coming in quickly off the line was Duffield. It fell for Polkinghorne. His handball was just one in hope, really. Ibbotson first back. Sheldon trying to worry him out of it. Both went to ground. Stiller and Duffield. We saw Chris Mayne just the 4 disposals, but his last 5 minutes before quarter time was spectacular.
Rain's still running with Hill. Hill only 5 disposals in that first quarter.
So who's on top there, mate? Who do you give the win to?
Probably pretty even at this stage, I think.
50-50.
Well, Rains is 100% from his 6 possessions, and they're breaking away from here, Brisbane.
And it's Polkinghorne. He does kick it a long way. He gets inside 50. He'd usually kick that. That's a poor finish from him.
Well, Stephen Hill's had the 5 possessions at 67%, so I'd nearly go with Rains. He has in efficiency, which normally isn't his strong point.
Ibbotson to kick in for the Dockers. Duffield just slowing things down. Target was Broughton.
Chopped the arms.
Chopped the arms from Polkinghorne. And he's going to just chip back to where it came from. And we set up again. This time it's Crowley. He's playing on black. Pearce. The bobbler. Back to Crowley. Now he's forced to just kick it high. The ruckman are at it. They both miss it. Fyfe again. Judging it the best when it hit the ground. Tap back by Pavlich to Hill. Releases the talent.
Look out.
Little chip from Pavlich. Well, in the end, there's still a chance here because Fyfe is lurking. On hands and knees, got to call out the back from Crowley. Coming through Golby. Rockcliffe to Black. Someone needs to stand up and grab it and go. McGrath trying to knock it forward. He was well cut off, though, by Duffield. De Boer off a step. Still a chance, the Dockers. Maguire, Bradley pressuring him. Got a handball away. Padfield wants it out of bounds. Has to be careful. We'll have a ball in.
He did well then, Manny Maguire, because if he put a bit more power on that handball, it would have been intentional. But gee, when he gets turned around at ground level, Rui looks a bit slow, Matty.
There's Crowley. We just saw that contest before. He didn't go hard enough. Here it is. There's 3 Freo players there. No one went for it, and the Brisbane player came straight through and got the ball.
Stiller can't break free, and we have another ball up.
Not that I'm having a crack at Crowley, because he usually is the first one to go in when there's a body clash, but not the right effort there that Harvey would like.
The danger here with Sandilands at this stop play.
He was trying to bash it forward, wasn't he? They were all heading in that direction, but Leuenberger just got a hand in. Bradley going the wrong way. Fyfe saw in the Gold Coast game today, Riscatelli took one out of the centre, kicked it all the way to the other end, going the wrong way.
Oh, did he?
Before, and a goal to the result of the Bulldogs.
Ooh.
And young Brandon Material was asked about it in an interview, and you'll have to have a look at that. It might be talked about.
Yeah, we both saw it, man. Quite funny.
Anyway, here go the Dockers. Well, they were going, but Nick Lower fumbled.
I'll tell you.
Deliberate.
Yeah, good decision. Yeah, well done, Rue. Called that early.
Here it is. Nick Lower had a fumble. It was slippery out there, as we've said. What's he thinking there?
Yeah, a little hand, a little wave.
Kicking to the trainer.
So a little bit slippery and messy in this first 3 or 4 minutes of the second quarter. Brown comes at it. Nice work, Ibbotson, to get it to Pavlich, who continues to get possessions. Johnson the mark. Couple to kick to. Duffield hits it long. Bradley hard running. Kick out in front of him. Golby needs to be quick. Got it to McGrath. Advantage will be paid. Hits it low to Rains. He's got Leuenberger in board. And he's down to it. Rockcliffe. Right on the line is Rowan Buick. Called him Josh Green before. Apologies to Rowan. But unfortunately, his kick cut off by Silvani. He's taken a couple of good grabs.
Boys, that last inside 50 by Paul Duffield to Kepler Bradley. They're just lacking a small forward at the minute, Fremantle. Mark Harvey has to change it up. They're too top heavy. They were outnumbered 4-1.
Here goes Crowley. This is better. Bradley one-on-one, but Maguire came through.
That's his strong point.
He's finding a bit of form, Matt Maguire.
Bad kick by Crowley.
Yep. Now, on the rebound, Black, Carnesis.
Tell you what, this bloke, I've just watched him behind play. He finds space in the telephone box, Matty.
As long as he's got the underpants on the right side of the cloak. Oh, went forward and Palmer went back. And that duel's been interesting to see him against Power. Millington. Got it from Hill. Chipping over the top. Broughton. Always looks to switch Broughton. This time goes down the line to Hinkley. Late inclusion. Together with Roger Hayden, who is the sub for the Dockers. And he might be subbing himself off. Not his best kick. Buick. Tom Rockcliffe. And again, they go down the line, and it's Rockcliffe to Redden. Some patience here by the Lions. Buick again. This time he wheels around and really gives it a roost. McPharlin stood while Brown got rid of Ibbotson.
Well, I think McPharlin might have got rid of Brown prior to that, and then he went into Ibbotson, but gee, that's a 2-on-1. That's that kick. They've got to look for someone else inside 50.
Palmer's long kick. Redden went back, couldn't complete the mark. Golby, well, he stood and went past everybody. No one tackled him. Gave it to Rich, needs support. Gets it out wider from Rockcliffe. Little show of the ball to Redden. Back to Rich, caught on his wrong side. Gets to his left boot. How about that for a goal? Who needs a right boot when you've got a special left one? Daniel Rich.
Oh, great play, Rich. That was an awesome effort because he was on the wrong side, but it was really well set up there. He gave it away, but then he followed up. This is the good part here. He gets it back from Redden. He was running at angles, and we've seen players now that can straighten up with one step. And not bad when you can kick 50, 55 metres off one step. Well done, Daniel Rich. You said that before, Shorey, that with tagging Black, leaving Rich free, you can't tag them both. Well, you can if you like, but dangerous to let him go.
Daniel, 2 cups after his 2 goals. How's that for a reward? But 2 beauties too. I must admit, I didn't think he was going to get onto his left, let alone kick the goal.
He was halfway across it, wasn't he? If you talk about a left footer who normally hooks his foot right out to the left, that came from the right side.
First goal of the quarter of the Lions. They stretch it out to a 15-point lead. Hard work in the middle from both teams. O'Brien met solidly. Polkinghorn couldn't get it free. Little kick from Rockcliffe, just squeezing it out to gain some yardage. And away goes Main. Well, the handball was behind him from Millington, and Duffield cleans it up for him. Bradley again the target. Hanley trying to get rid of him, and did well, the Irishman. But he couldn't get past Johnson. Now Maguire under pressure. Here go the Dockers. Millington.
Right.
Clever handball. Releases Hinkley, and he doesn't let him down.
Well, Pierce Hanley's had a fairly good year, boys, but I just think he overdone it. And this tackling in the game has improved so much. Now, he broke one tackle. You can just see here. Knocked Bradley off the ball, and he's done it right here, and he breaks his tackle here, and he thought, oh, no, I'll keep going. That option with the handball was on straight away. Had to give it. Put Maguire under enormous pressure, and it was well worked out by Millington, and Hinkley finishes off.
Clayton Hinkley gets his first of the season. Nice little assist from Josh Millington in his first game. Inside handball. Yep. The 18-year-old from the Bushrangers.
The man's got to know his limitations, though, I think.
So a quick answering goal from the Dockers. Black got it from Redden. Wider to Rockcliffe. And Power leads up for him. Man running past is O'Brien. Good use of the footy by the Lions. Brown's a long way from home, though. And not his best kick, but here go the Dockers on the rebound. De Boer let it go. Might have got called out of it. The spoil came from McGrath. Solid tackle. De Boer kept going. Black. Clever handball.
Well, good take.
Yeah, McGrath got it from Redden. They run here, the Lions. Daniel Rich couldn't take the mark. No free kick. Hanley is going to take him on again. Once, twice. Chips into the pocket. Nope. Ibbotson in the way.
Just got to finish off his game a little bit more, Pierce Hanley.
Just stick to the percentages, Tony.
Yeah, well, look, that was all right. He sold the dummy to Sandilands, so that wasn't too hard to do. Just his disposal not working at the moment.
He's going to come back in that direction here. Sandilands worked out of it. Will win the free kick against Hanley.
Yeah, Brisbane are only going at 65% with their kicking this quarter. They were 71 last quarter, so just dropped off a peg or two.
Here goes Stephen Hill on the burst. The crowd love it when he's running. Unfortunately, it's a little bit slippery. It didn't come back. Wonderful tackle from Stiller. Didn't give up on the chase. They're still trying to work it out. Black to Stiller. Didn't panic. Buick stands, waits, marks. Rolls onto the left boot.
Well, want to be good
Big
here.
contest.
Brown kept at it.
Well done.
Got it out beautifully to McKeever. He's been pinged for a throw.
Oh, have a look at that one. That's a big call up by.
The mouthing off 50 metres.
Or is it for the kick?
I think it was he really had to go at the umpire once he finished here. Let's have a look.
Here it is. I think it's a handball, isn't it?
Yeah, it looked like a handball.
You cannot
That's
guess
a handball.
You cannot guess if you're an umpire. You've got to be dead set sure. And now it's cost a 50-metre penalty. Could be a double swing here, 2 goals.
Hinckley looking for the designated kicker. That was Duffield wandering past. Decides against. Kicks into the pocket, lets them run at it. Johnson or Bradley. Almost Bradley off the ground. The attempt was there, couldn't get the boot to the ball, and we've got a boundary throw in.
Well, he got the soft one before Brown. He might have just equalled it up there, the umpire, I think. But unlucky.
Sandilands flipped it out the back. First to it, though. And scooping it up was Black.
Clearances 5-zip this quarter in favour of Brisbane, so Sandilands getting his hand on the ball, but Brisbane sharking it better than Freo.
Simon Black's just getting his hand 6 possessions in this quarter. Just getting off his opponent in Crowley.
Free kick, Dockers. Mellington. Hits the top of the square. Sandilands the target. Pavlich, third man in, left his man to spoil.
Sure, you might be right there. Look, Blackie's had 18 disposals now. Crowley kicked the goal on him early, but has to tighten up. He can win games off his own boot. Blackie will set him up anyway.
Pavlich kicks to a 2-on-1. Silvani. Well,
play it on.
The London Olympics aren't for a while. He's just won the high jump. O'Brien chipping towards Sheldon. Kept his feet. Brown came out. No one really to kick to. Kicks in hope that Sheldon can outrun Clark. Can he?
Can.
Yeah.
What can he do now? He's free of Clark. He gets some help. He gives it to Rich, and Rich misses.
Too close.
He's got to be 60 metres out.
Has to be outside 50.
Yeah. Nice work from Sheldon, though. There's the leap from Silvani.
Never looked like marking
That was more like his namesake.
Buick wore one in the back of the head for his trouble.
Except he caught that one on the MCG.
Big miss.
Oh, Bradley. He's got it back somehow. He wouldn't have thought it was coming back to him. Pearce, Docker's running here. Palmer, Main his target. Sliding in, takes the mark. Up quickly. Fyfe, De Boer, or Pavlich. Order a 2-on-1. Oh, stood well, stood his ground, Pearce. Wheels around. Pavlich, too strong.
Too big.
Big kick this, they'll get within 3 points.
Well, I think they've got to swap that match up over if they can. If Pavlich goes there, you might have to go with Maguire because of the body-on-body, but then the leg speed becomes a problem. But you know they're going to kick at the Pavlich on a million times when he's playing on Patfull. Just too strong and too good.
Too strong, the big fella. Hasn't spent much time, and he probably played 5% of the game up forward this year, which is really unusual. He's been kicking 60, 70 goals a year for quite a while now, but spending majority of his time in the midfield.
He's going to line up for his second, though, tonight. And looks pretty good off the boot. 2 for Pavlich. Dockers edge closer.
They only had the 5 goal kickers last week against Melbourne, and they've got 4 tonight already, Freo. So we expected Pav to go forward and give them a bit of a target, and he's done just that. Have a look here. Patfull, he's 190 centimetres, Patfull, but he's not as strong as Pav, and Pav uses his body to absolute perfection, and he's dangerous in the midfield. Pav already had 13 disposals, but more importantly, he's kicked 2 goals.
.480 goals in his career, so he's looking at that 500 goal mark. At the moment, Maguire gets the job at him when he goes forward, Tony.
Well, he's just got the bigger body, but I know what Pavlich will do. He'll push up the ground and say, Maguire, you get your running shoes on and come with me, son.
How's that knock from Leuenberger to Black? Black's let him down because it was a beauty. And unfortunately, the kick was turned over as Broughton gives it to Silvani. Long ball in. Crowley. McKeever with him. Fyfe, so often, just knows where the ball's going before the others do. McKeever trying to spin out of a tackle. O'Brien lost it. Hanley crawling at it. It's bouncing around like a ball on a pinball machine. It's a little bit slippery. It is a little bit slippery. Bradley, Fyfe, how's that for a give? To Robertson. Hinkley's had a couple of goes at it. Somehow it gets back to Ibbotson. The crowd applaud a kick. Can there be a mark to finish it off? Doesn't matter. Pav's got it again. Off a step, onto the left boot, across the face. That will stay in play.
Good call, Matty. Saw the way the ball was bouncing.
Saw the spin on it.
You read it well.
Pity I couldn't play cricket. I couldn't see that coming out of the bowler's hands. Good take by Fyfe. He's trying to lift his side at the moment. Trying to get him to play more direct footy. And he hits it in the Pavlich direction. Main, also there Crowley. Squeezing up, tough one for Black.
Oh, well done, great tap out.
And good below the knees from Rains. Polkinghorn's kick. Needs to be a clean take from Retzlaff. Got it out, that's a clean take from McGrath. No one to kick to though. Brown stretches forward. McGrath asks him to outrun Broughton. I don't think it's going to happen. It's not.
Kick. Shocking.
Free kick advantage. Fremantle's ball. Silvani wants 50 and gets it. Redden didn't need to push him.
He didn't need to.
Talk about that kick though, Roo, going forward to Jonathan Brown.
Now, McGrath, I was surprised that Brownie kept leading forward actually, because he was on Broughton. Why didn't he just push him and come back on a little 1-2 lead? But anyway, it was a kick, went to the wrong side, needed to go to Brownie's advantage, not Broughton's. Big
switch here from Silvani. Second in line was Robertson. First in line was Lower. Robertson now gives it to Lower, who pops it to the top of the square.
Got it.
Guess who? Pavlich again. He is the man that will win this game for the Dockers at the moment.
That's an issue, isn't it? They haven't got a match-up with Daniel Merritt not in this side. They've got no one. They've got Maguire, who body on body should be able to go, but just lost his body contact with him then. Speed's a problem, and when he goes to Patfull or Drummond, just the body strength's going to be a major issue.
Too good for Maguire, Pav. He's too classy, unfortunately.
Almost an identical spot, and this for his third, but this will put Fremantle in front for the first time tonight. Close. Good enough. The Dockers hit the front.
And Harvey probably put it on Pav during the week. He hasn't had the greatest month either. He was getting plenty of ball earlier in the year. Just have a look here.
Yeah, Rube missed him there, didn't he, Maguire?
He did. He just really was pretty poor defending for Brisbane at the end of the day. And Pav made it look pretty simple in the end. Shouldn't be taking marks like that as easily as that in the forward line. But he is a dangerous player. Is he better in the midfield or is he better up forward?
The Dockers have 5. The skipper has 3 of them.
Now, here's this McGrath run forward that you're talking about, Roo. You can see Jonathan Brown and Broughton there. You're right. He had to double back to him because he was never going to go with leg speed. But the ball had to be kicked out in the boundary line side of Jonathan Brown there to give him any hope of getting Broughton.
Big knock there from Sandilands out the back, but no one was there for the Dockers. Rains. He might want a free kick for high. He went in very low. Not much that could be done there.
Just got to concede in that part, Matty. You got to just give it to the opposition, then tackle him after he gets the ball.
Golby running a long way. Chip kick's not a good one.
Skills are letting him down now, Brisbane.
Well, McGrath trying to cut it off.
Down to 52% efficient, Brisbane with a kick in this quarter.
Karnizis to Rains. Spots someone out in the pocket.
Kick.
Good vision. And it's Buick.
That's clever. Need this one, Brisbane, don't they?
Well, they've lost the lead. Of course, they kicked that opening goal in the first foray forward into the 50.
Now, here's Brownie, and, the free kick was paid, but they paid advantage, so he didn't want to stop it there against Lower. Bit of frustration there, I think.
So, Rowan Buick, game number 10, lining up for goal number 4. Reasonably tight angle for the left footer. 45 metres out. As soon as he hit it, he pumped the air. Oh, he went early. He punched the air as soon as he hit it.
Premature celebration.
Maybe he really loves hitting the post. Oh, well. I won't even touch that.
He celebrated.
You said celebration, didn't you?
Yeah, I did say celebration.
Yeah.
Because he hit the post, you celebrate. Good on you, Matty.
2-point margin. Buick thought he had the Dockers back in front. Nice tackle. Up close and personal with our camera work there.
Good stuff, fellas.
Brisbane are leading 7-1 in the clearances this quarter against Sandilands.
Well, Leuenberger's actually been doing a pretty good job. Down in front, Black looking for the free kick.
Got that one.
Yeah, very clean work from Hinkley. Main and McKeever, the debutant. Well, he did everything right. Main back in it. Fyfe. Pearce, he's very strong. To De Boer. Sandilands shuffles it out. 1-2. Mellington. Smother came. It was a good one. It was from Leuenberger, but they're not out of trouble yet because the pressure is good. Simon Black. Here's McGrath on the burst. Ran his full measure by hand to Sheldon. No one really to kick to. Stops. Waits. Oh, Rains. Collapses with the footy. That's not a bad kick. Just to have someone present and then wait, and Retzlaff.
Here's Karnizis, is it?
That's him.
You love him, Shuri.
Well, I just found the way that he finds space. As I said, I watched him for about 3 minutes behind play, and he works his player into the corridor, Roo, and then works out the space brilliantly. You know, smart players do that. He's not built big, he's not strong, but gee, very smart.
He's only a young fella. 19 years of age. 2 goals last week. His first 2 kicks in AFL footy. One was a set shot.
Shuri.
He knows what he's doing, this boy. How's that for a kick?
Beautiful kick. That's a great kick from there. That is a tough kick for a right footer from that angle. Brisbane just a bit better there. They hit their targets by foot, and that's what you have to do when you go forward. And you said work rate, got it. Retzlaff led it up. Yeah, it was a 1-2, lost his opponent, and a beautiful kick though. It was a real that was what you call an advantage kick. That is a 48-metre kick from a wrong side for a right footer. Well done.
Patrick Karnizis puts the Lions back in front.
And boys, Luke McPharlin's actually brought himself off the ground. He's in the hands of the trainers. They're looking at his groin.
Who's gone to Jonathan Brown, Glenn?
Alex Silvani.
Thanks, mate. So can the Lions make the most of that with a clearance here? O'Brien. Guess who, Tony? Your man. Just after kicking the goal.
I think he's got longer arms than you give him credit for too. He looks like he can, he looks like he can stand on the spot and go straight up in a straight line. So that's an advantage too in marking. Oh,
how about that for just miscommunication from the Fremantle defence? All standing around going, who's is who?
Well, we saw 2 Freo players, 2 Brisbane players hit each other before going at it. We've seen a couple of times now with Fremantle guys, 3 or 4 guys looking and saying, who's going?
Where does Polkinghorne come from?
Just go for it.
There.
Look.
Oh, Robertson. Broughton, Pavlich and Lower all going, hey, well, can Polkinghorne make them pay? He does kick it a long way. He likes it. He's pumped the air. And this time it doesn't hit the post. And 2 in a row to Brisbane.
Well, there's some signs here at the moment. Again, the last 2 forays forward, they've found space with their marking and not great defensive work. We can see behind the lines here. I like it, the long penetration to flat kick into the forward line. And Polkinghorne's the only one, and they're all looking at each other arguing. But well done to Polkinghorne, read the ball well. Just one thing too, there's a bit of upside. Lukey Powell's only had 4 possessions. I'd like to see him go forward maybe as a crumbing goal kicker.
Polkinghorne has kicked the goal, but this is a bit of a concern here for the Dockers. He's been terrific this year, Luke McPharlin.
Especially with Jonathan Brown.
With Jonathan Brown. Let's just hope that it's just a little bit of Chris Mayne off at the moment.
Yeah.
So 2 in a row to Brisbane. Where's Pav? There he is. Johnson, Black, getting hard.
And Roo, you mentioned before that Brisbane were tracking about 52% in their kicking efficiency. Their last 2 goals have seemed to address that out on the footy field, which has been a positive for them leading into half-time.
They've hit some targets, haven't they? And they've created some space inside their forward 50. Pavlich, good enough to get it clear. Johnson, good handball to Sandilands. Can't say the same about his. 2 very good handballs in a row.
Should have kicked it.
From Rains. Well, sliding past Canisius this time. Polkinghorne got it somehow out to Redden. He wants Brown. He's not going far. Dumped to the ground. Redden again. Numbers here, though, for the Dockers standing in the way. Canisius back again. Brisbane yet to be denied. Rains' kick out wide. Sheldon into a pocket. And again, they found a mark inside forward 50. And he's going to play on quickly. Wants another one. Not to be. The Dockers, can they clear? Can they get a target? No. They're shell-shocked the last 3 or 4 minutes, Fremantle.
Yep, the defence is really rattled. Now, Sammy Sheldon got to do a bit better than the last kick he had here. If in doubt, just drive it long.
Look out, look out.
Outnumbered, though, Brownie, down there. 4-1 if they go long.
Well, that's where they go. Zach Clark standing in the hole. And away to Hill. Bradley, Maguire with him. Spoil was a good one. It was well read by Power. He knew it was going forward. That's a lot of height on the kick, though.
Oh.
Had to stand and wait. Patfull fished it out. Thought it was. Golby. Redden off a step. Brown. Couldn't take it. Hill coming through. Brown the tackle. Pressure's good inside the forward 50 from the Lions. Clever tap back by Rains. To Black. To Retzlaff. Onto the chest. And it's a mark. And it's Buick. Rains has done some very good things in this quarter. Just the small things.
Well, there's McPharlin going down in the room to have that look, I don't know, knee or something. Jack, I'll
it's
catch
groin.
up with
It is
it's
groin,
is it?
Well, that's going to hurt him. It's just a clever tap there from Rains.
Simon Black is dominating, chaps. They've got to stop me. Crowley's just let him loose this quarter.
Well, he's at 22 disposals. It's not yet half time. But back with Buick, who hit the post last time.
Didn't miss.
Didn't celebrate that one.
No, he had the hands out. So that, right on half time, is a big miss for Brisbane. They would have gone in 16 points up. As it is, they still lead by 11 after the Dockers hit the front with Pavlich's 3rd goal. The story of the half, though, gee, that was close, is McPharlin now in the rooms. Robertson's kick is a high one. Sandilands is coming. So too the siren. So at quarter time, the Lions led by 8 points. And they kicked the last 2 goals in that quarter to now have their lead out to 11 points. It's game on here at Patersons Stadium. Half time. Don't go anywhere.